Welcome to our Ayurveda Anytime Live. Today we are in the kitchen and I'm going to share with you what and how in Ayurvedic wisdom it is that we track our nutrients. See, you may be used to the Western way of tracking your nutrients, tracking what you're eating, in terms of your calories, calorie counting. It's been a big thing, but I'm going to share with you today that, to stay on track with losing weight and staying healthy, we need to turn calorie counting into taste and eating whole, fresh foods. And this is something that's been used for thousands of years. It's a really natural way to understand what you're eating and make sure that you're fueling your body right. And because each and everyone's bodies is unique and what works for one person may not work for another person, how can we ensure that we're getting in the right nutrients that we need so that we have a strong digestive fire, that we have more energy, that our moods are in check, and we're feeling good, we're feeling vital. So I'm also going to share with you what I drink in the mornings. Is for all of you early birds watching, thank you for tuning in. And certainly morning times is time for me to get in hydration. It's time where our bodies have been dehydrated, and we also have to push out the urine, the waste products from our body. In particular the kidneys. So we need to have at least 3 cups of hydration to get that all started. So let's do that and I'll come back to you on the other stuff. So we're going to start off with a pot and we're going to add in 3 digestive herbs. That is a tablespoon of cumin seeds, coriander, because coriander is detoxing for the body, it's also cooling. Then a teaspoon of cumin seeds, and the cumin seeds are also going to spark digestive fire. And was the fennel. And depending on how you want to feel this morning, I would either put some anise, which is excellent, half a teaspoon of that for menstrual cramps, any digestive bloating issues, but it is heating. So I'm going to put in with that some cardamom. Cardamom is cooling, it works to open up the heart. And it's very good at this time of the year for leaving any mucus. I'm going to pour some boiling water on those. And then boil that some more. We're going to leave that to cook for at least 10 minutes. That's going to continue to boil, and that helps to allow the aroma and the flavour to come out of those seeds that are in there. Okay, I just went into the other room to get my diary to share with you, you know, how I track what I'm eating throughout the day. And you know, if you've got little ones and you want to make sure that they're eating a healthy diet, you can do this for them. We even have one up on the wall. And so what you do is you come to your day, and then you can write it out for the week, it's fine. And you would say, like, sweet taste. I'm doing this for the month, first of the month. And then we've got sour tastes. We've got salty. We've got pungent. We've got bitter. And we've got astringent. And so what we want to do is we want to start putting a mark when we've eaten something from that food group, and just noticing what we're eating more of, what we're eating less of, to start with. And then ideally we want to make sure that we're having 4 from each group each day. So for example, we've got the tastes that are in the pot now, and they are bitter and a little bit of sweet and a little bit of pungent. Okay, and then let's say, for example, I made a delicious homemade bread with chickpea flour, and it's got some nuts in there, it's got seeds in there, and so you would mark that off for breakfast. So it's astringency, it's got the seeds, which are sweet and bitter, and yeah, so you do that with the rest of your meals, and you should see that it's kind of balanced out. So on that, I might have like a sunflower seed paste, so that's going to be salty. And okay, we can see there's more salt, there's more sweet, there's more salty. Sorry, not salty, sweet and bitter. So I need to get some more sour taste, some more salty, pungent and astringent in for lunch. And so you would adjust your meals around getting those flavors in. And next, well, each of our doshas have, we should favor more taste than we should others. So if I'm a pitta dosha, then I do need to focus on more sweet, more pungent, more sweet, bitter and astringent taste. So I would aim, I'm going to circle them, for more of those flavors. So maybe I'd take that up to 5 lines. Here's what I need. Yeah, I would take that up, mark another one in, for example, the sweet, bitter and astringent, because I'd need to find those tastes. Can you hear me? I hope you're able to get where I'm going with this. If you're Vata dosha, for example, then you would need to have more sweet, sour and salty tastes. And if you're Kapha dosha, you need to have more pungent, bitter and astringent tastes. So this is a way to get out of calorie counting. It's going to help you to choose foods that are more it's more suited for your dosha, your body type and your mind type and your constitution, and help with any imbalances. And you also at the same time have to notice how foods make you feel. And so the very standard way of doing that is before and after you've eaten, you would sit down and rest and digest and say, how do I feel before I'm eating? Am I tense? Am I relaxed? Am I hungry? And mark that in your journal. And then after you've eaten, how does it make me feel? Am I burping? Have I got extra gas and bloating? Does my body feel comfortable and satisfied, or is there cravings after this meal? So this way of becoming more aware of your digestion and tracking and noticing patterns will help you to find foods that are more energizing for you and move you out of feeling imbalanced, feeling sluggish, and not connected with your digestion. And you can do this seasonally with the foods that are you should be eating in a seasonal way, so that you're getting the right fresh, locally produced ingredients to stay aligned with your dosha. And it teaches you predominantly how to be mindful, right? When we're mindful, when we're eating, we're chewing our food slowly, we're listening to the signals of fullness from our body. And this is going to help you stay in your ideal weight. It's going to make sure that you're not feeling groggy and sluggish after you've eaten. I feel that the most of the people that come to me with struggles with their digestion is because they just haven't paid attention to it. They haven't, realized that we're not machines. We don't need to just, ignore what we're putting into our body. What we're putting into our bodies as nourishment is going to form the tissues of the body. It's going to show the outcome of our mood for the day. And so we have to be aware. We have to notice what's going in, not just become habitual around the foods. Like we grab a muffin on the way to work because it's convenient, and it's something that we've been doing for such a long time that we don't try to look for another solution, or another solution is difficult. And it might be difficult at first, but what isn't, when you really think about, the things that are worth our time and energy, what isn't difficult in our relationships? Relationships need work. Our personal development, it needs work. And so, some food for thought. Okay, so I hope you found this live information useful. I have got a course running at the moment, Nourish Your Nature, and that is going to share with you how you can create meal plans, how you can start to tune into your nourishment so that your digestion improves, that you lose weight more effortlessly, that you just feel more on track and aligned with your body. If that's something you're keen to do, then do make sure that you follow the link. I'll post it underneath this video. And thank you so much for joining me today. Each first of the month we have one of these more general Ayurveda anytime lives, but on that's smelling delicious, my tea, which I'm going to have in a minute. And on Tuesdays, each Tuesday, we have a cook with me recipe that's going to be easy to digest. It's nourishing and it's fresh, seasonal. So if that's something that you want to join me with and you want to cook along at the same time, grab the ingredients, and you can do that by signing up to my newsletter. And remember, food is medicine, and let it heal you from the inside out. Thank you so much for watching, my loves. Bye for now.